Manhattan Island is 13 miles long. It's a distance most of us can easily visualize. The Holland Tunnel, which moves 100,000 cars a day under New York Harbor, is only a mile and a half long. Then there is the English Channel. At 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, it served as the massive maritime barrier that stopped the German advance in World War II. The Strait of Hormuz is also 21 miles wide. But somewhere in that gap, every single day, 20% of the world's entire oil supply is moving through the water. This means tankers carrying enough fuel to power Germany for a month are gliding past Iranian naval vessels, often within visual range of American warships. This is the most dangerous 20-mile corridor in human history, and a single narrow passage has become a powerful economic weapon. Ships don't actually use all 21 miles of the strait. Shallow water and jagged coastlines restrict massive tankers to very specific paths. The global energy market relies on two shipping lanes. Each is only 2 miles wide. That is the exact width of Central Park. Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, the UAE, Bahrain, every barrel they produce for export has only one maritime exit. When these lanes are threatened, the cost of energy fluctuates globally, immediately impacting the price of fuel and basic goods for consumers everywhere. To understand why international wealth is tethered to a waterway the U.S. doesn't own, we have to look at October 19, 1973, the day the world discovered geography could be weaponized. Our modern financial reality is built on a historical patch designed to manage the vulnerability of these 2 miles of water. Before 1973, the Strait of Hormuz was essentially a geographic footnote. Tankers passed through it as unremarkably as delivery trucks on a motorway. Then OPEC turned the tap off. The oil hadn't disappeared. The wells were still full, and the tankers were still built. The only thing that changed was whether those ships were allowed to move through the choke point. As a direct result, within 6 months, the price of oil quadrupled. In the United States, people queued for hours for gasoline. In Europe, governments introduced Sunday driving bans to save fuel. Japan's post-war economic miracle nearly collapsed overnight because its energy supply was strangled. The 1973 crisis proved that controlling a narrow geographic corridor was more effective than traditional military force. Seeking a solution, Henry Kissinger flew to Riyadh in 1974 to strike a deal with the Saudi royal family. America would guarantee the permanent security of the Saudi kingdom and their maritime export routes. In return, the Saudis would sell their oil exclusively in US dollars, refusing all other forms of payment. This arrangement created the petrodollar system. Because every nation needed oil to function, every nation suddenly needed to acquire vast reserves of US dollars to pay for it. This single deal anchored the global demand for the dollar to the physical flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz. Today, the Strait of Hormuz serves as a physical support for the international standing of the US dollar. The 1973 oil crisis lasted 5 months, but the geopolitical patch engineered to fix it has governed global wealth for 50 years. Right now, the entire global economy relies on a decades-old handshake to keep these 2 miles of water stable. The system that keeps this arrangement functioning is not a law of nature. It is a fragile geopolitical agreement that is beginning to crack.